Hey John and Dylan, it's Pop Pop, and I'm back with the book of silly poems where the sidewalk ends. I don't know how much you like this, but I like this book a lot. So we'll try it again. This story is called Hector the Collector. Hector the Collector collected bits of string, collected dolls with broken heads, and rusty bells that wouldn't ring, pieces out of picture puzzles, bent up nails and ice cream sticks, twists of wire, worn out tires, paper bags, and broken bricks. Old chipped faces, half shoelaces, Gatling guns that wouldn't shoot, leaky boats that wouldn't float, and stopped up horns that wouldn't toot. Butter knives that had no handles, copper keys that fit no locks, rings that were too small for fingers, dried up leaves, and patched up socks, worn out belts that had no buckles, electric trains that had no tracks, airplane models, broken bottles, three-legged chairs, and cups with cracks. Hector the Collector loved these things with all his soul, loved them more than shining diamonds, loved them more than glistening gold. Hector called to all the people, "Come and share my treasure trunk." And all the silly, sightless people came and looked and called it junk. Oh no! Invention. I've done it. I've done it. Guess what I've done? Invented a light that plugs into the sun. The sun is bright enough. The bulb is strong enough. But oh, there's only one thing wrong. The cord isn't long enough. Oh no. I guess that wasn't such a good invention. For sale. One sister for sale, one sister for sale, one crying and spying young sister for sale. I'm really not kidding. So who'll start the bidding? Do I hear a dollar? A nickel? A penny? Oh, isn't there any? Isn't there? Isn't there any? One kid who will buy this old sister for sale? This crying and spying young sister for sale? That's not very nice, is it?
I don't think Dylan wants to sell his sister.
I don't
He's got
either.
the best sister ever.
Sleeping sardines. I'm tired of eating just beans, says I, so I opened a can of sardines. But they started to squeak. Hey, we're trying to sleep. We were snuggled up tight till you let in the light. You big silly sap, let us finish our nap. Now close up the lid, so that's what I did. Would somebody please pass the beans? Okay, you might not know what a can of sardines is, but it's little fish that people eat. Little smelly fish. 1 inch tail. If you were only 1 inch, oh, that's 1 inch tall, not tail. If you were only 1 inch tall, you'd ride a worm to school. The teardrop of a crying ant would be your swimming pool. A crumb of cake would be a feast and last you 7 days at least. A flea would be a frightening beast if you were 1 inch tall. If you were only 1 inch tall, you'd walk beneath the door, and it would take about a month to get down to the store. A bit of fluff would be your bed. You'd swing upon a spider's thread and wear a thimble on your head if you were 1 inch tall. You'd surf across the kitchen sink upon a stick of gum. You couldn't bug your mama, you'd just have to bug her thumb. You'd run from people's feet in fright to move a pen that would take all night. This poem took 14 years to write because I'm just 1 inch tall. Oh, that's a silly one. Let's do maybe one more. It's called Enter This Deserted House. But please walk softly as you do. Frogs dwell here and crickets too. Ain't no ceiling, only blue. Jays dwell here and sunbeams too. Floors are flowers, take a few. Ferns grow here and daisies too. Whoosh, swoosh, to wit, to woo. Bats dwell here and hoot owls too. Ha ha, hee hee, hoo hoo. Gnomes dwell here, and goblins too. And my child, I thought you'd know, I dwell here, and so do you. Wow. So what do you think that was about? Okay. So I'm going to stop right there. I hope you enjoyed these little silly poems, and I can't wait to see you next week. I love you. Night, night.